भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ॐ नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। नारायणं नमस्कृत्य नरं चैव नरोत्तमं देवीं सरस्वतीं व्यासं ततो जयमुदीरये। नष्टप्रायेषु भद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवती उत्तमा श्लोके भक्तिर्भवती नैष्ठिकी। ॐ अज्ञानातिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकं। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगना रघुनाथं वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगना ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धो दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिकान्त राधाकान्त नमस्तुते। तप्तकाञ्चन गौराङ्गी राधे वृन्दावनेश्वरी भानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्तवृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णविद्याविद्याय प्रभुपादाचार्य श्री गिरिराजाय स्वामी सुभक्षररास बिहारिभ्यं भक्तिवेदांतदायिने। नमो विष्णुपदाय कृष्णविद्याविद्याय श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी नामिने। नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यादेशतारिणे। मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरु दीनतारिणं। हरे कृष्ण। So welcome back for our class. So we are discussing Srimad Bhagavatam Canto 6, Chapter 1, the history of the life of Ajamil. So this is a description of sinful activities, right? Sinful activities. And Prabhupada is going to discuss here that in this Kali Yuga, this text 20. So in this Kali Yuga, it's like these are the norms, right? So what to do? What to do? So but how, even though there is sinful activities, but it can be rectified. Hmm? So this is the story given here, because this sinful activity is very, very dangerous. We may think it's okay, who cares? Who cares? It's okay, but no, it has terrible consequences. And Prabhupada is going to describe now what is the consequence of committing sinful activities. But it can be checked. It requires huge effort, huge effort, as Prabhupada is going to discuss. Huge effort to control this this downfall. So let's read text 20. Atra chodaharanti mam, together. Atra chodaharanti mam itihasam puratanam yutanam vishnu yamayoho samvadastam nibodhame. In this regard, learned scholars and saintly persons describe a very old historical incident involving a discussion between the order parties of Lord Vishnu and those of Yamaraj. Oh, just be careful you don't scratch this floor. Please hear of this from me. So this story of Yamaraj. Superport. The Puranas or old histories are sometimes neglected by unintelligent men who consider their descriptions mythological. So, unintelligent. So, it was like in the Vedic culture, the Puranas were accepted naturally. But when unintelligent men came in India, they said this is mythology. And then they convinced the Indian intelligentsia that this is mythology. So we all grew up believing that the Puranas are all mythology, right? Even the Ramayana is mythology and Mahabharata is mythology. But I always found it very strange how that everybody worship Ramachandra, right? If Ramachandra is a mythology, then how we worship Ramchandra, right? If all the devas are mythology, then how is it that everybody is running, right, all temples to? So it doesn't match, right? Doesn't match. So here Prabhupada is saying that the Puranas are all his. Puran means old, right? So the old histories are sometimes neglected by unintelligent men who consider their description mythological. Actually, the descriptions of the Puranas or the old histories of the universe are factual, although not chronological. The Puranas record the chief incidents that have occurred over many millions of years, not only on this planet but also on other planets within the universe. Therefore, all learned and realized Vedic scholars speak with references to the incidents in the Puranas. Srila Rupa Goswami accepts the Puranas to be as important as the Vedas themselves. Therefore, in Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu, he quotes the following verse from the Brahma Yamala. Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhim Hivina Ekantiki Harer Bhaktir Utpatayaiva Kalpate. Devotional service of the Lord that ignore the authorized Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas and Narad Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society. A devotee of Krishna must refer not only to the Vedas but also to the Puranas. One should not foolishly consider the Puranas mythological. If they were mythological, Shukdev Goswami would not have taken the trouble to recite the all historical incidents concerning the life of Ajamil. Now the history begins as follows. So just take little bit on this. You're all almost senior citizen, all of us, almost all of us senior citizen, right? So our children and grandchildren not going to accept, right? That Puranas, they're actual, factual. So Prabhupada is explaining here that these Puranas, they are factual, although not what? They're factual, but they are not, they're histories. They are histories. Yeah, they're not chronological. What does that mean, chronological? Yes, it's not like, yes, like history books, usually there is a chronology. So Prabhupada keeps on saying again and again that Puranas are actually our history books. Nobody took the trouble to write history books the way it is now. Now they do. But we don't know how much is stories and how much is actually history, right? So, but the Puranas, they are focused on the essence because there is a message. There's a message that needs to be passed on. So, whenever, like here now, Shukdev Goswami want to discuss about the potency of bhakti. Already, Karmakand has been rejected as a means of prayaschitta, as it is temporary, right? Elephant bath. Somebody commits a sinful activity. He does some karmakand, this puja, that puja, wear this ring, that ring, God knows what they do. Take bath in Kumbh Mela, right? Everywhere they go and they come back, again they do the same sin, right? Or we go, we study the scriptures, but we can't control our senses. Despite hearing, we are not able to control our senses. So then is given the alternative that bhakti. See, there has to be some way out. Otherwise, we are forever doomed in this material world. Because we have come in this material world with one heavy anartha, the desire to enjoy material life in a very irresponsible way. But those souls who they have in their psyche that know there is something called dharma, right? There's something called lawful dharma. These people, they would want to know what are the rules, right? So for them, so we leave aside Karmakand is sense enjoyment. Jnanakan is, I don't want sense enjoyment, but I don't want to surrender to Krishna. Whereas in bhakti, it is surrender, right? So here, this is the history that's being told how Narayan, he fell down so badly from the Brahminical platform. He fell down so badly. But desire to, he remembered Narayan. Remember Narayan, how he remembered. So this history is being told here. So first thing, so the Puranas is making a point about the potency of chanting the holy name in the process of Bhakti Yoga. All right, this is the theme here, potency of Bhakti. So then Prabhupada is saying that Puranas, we must accept them. Why? Read in your purport. Why we should accept the Puranas? See, some people are saying, oh, this is just mythology. All right. Then Prabhupada said, no, we must accept the Puranas as factual. As factual. Why we should accept? Because Srila Rupa Goswami said, all right. All right. Srila Rupa Goswami says it is factual. All right. Whereas what they call this Indologists, right? The Indologists, those who conquered India, who studied our Shastra, they say, oh, this is just mythology. And they brainwash the people. One section that this is mythology. Now Srila Prabhupada is presenting some other authority. Srila Rupa Goswami. You follow? This tussle between the two parties will go on forever. Whether, meaning the acharyas, the Vedic acharyas, and the non-Vedic philosophers. Right? It'll go on forever. So Prabhupada is saying that these stories, they're happening over many millions of years. Right? Over many millions of years. Meaning Treta Yuga and even maybe some other yuga, and it is happening also on other planets. Oh, really? Other planets? So they laugh, right? They love other planets, right? So anyway, I just saw this video of how they went on Mars. So they couldn't go on Mars, so they sent a robot. They called that robot Spirit. Anyway, they went on Mars, and they saw like mountains and craters. So they sent this poor robot who could survive for only because it's a body, but it was being controlled from Earth. It's amazing, right? Super amazing. All these scientists, they have sent and set such ingeniousness, how they could create such a machine. I was in total awe at the scientists, how intelligent they are. They could create a machine, throw it into space at such a speed, make it land on Mars, right? And from their room, control room, okay, they are manipulating that machine, make it pick up stones and identify and send images back to Earth. Is this history or is this fiction? I'm asking. Is this real or is it fiction? It's real, right? So why can we say Puranas is fiction? You understand? Right? They are saying what we are speaking, that on the other planets, right? There's no life, there's no history, but from Earth they could send, right? If I didn't see it now, I say maybe it's just AI story, right? But anyway, I have to believe it. It's amazing how they did it. But from my mind, I can start thinking and speculating, oh, is it true or is it false? You understand? Anybody can question. So similarly, just I can question their scientific research. So they're questioning our idea that whether there is actual life and history on other planets. It's always a doubt. I doubt you, you doubt me. All right? It will go on forever. Now, I just saw, I don't know why, what's going on this YouTube, because we spend our time passing time, right, on YouTube. So what I saw, so because they want to show the devas. We have seen pictures of the devas in our Bhagavatam. Now with this AI, what they are making, because I'm speaking about mythology, all right, mythology. So God knows who are these people who are creating those. They put Mahavishnu, they make Krishna, they make now they made one story about Shani Dev, and then Indra, and then Surya, and yeah, something came on our WhatsApp group also, trailer for Narsimha Dev. Did anybody get this?
Yes.
Oh my God, it was so horrific. I don't know why everybody is excited about it. I clicked and I said, let me watch, trailer Narsimha Dev. I look at all this, it's really like they are not having the idea. They're actually not having the idea about something that is beyond the humans. So they start imagining, they're imagining in terms of machines. They are like robots. Basically, they're like robots. So they are reading, maybe they're reading scripture, they're getting some idea, and they are, like superposing like a robotic type of figure on it with real stories. which finally, I don't know what will happen to the children, if this is what they'll watch. Better those cartoon, what do you call that? When you were children, what do you call those uh, chitra, those, what do you call that? Those, yeah, what do you call that? Yeah, Amar Chitra Katha, right? Better those. They were very like sadvik, they were very like, even that, right? Now, this machine that they are creating, animation, right? Don't watch, you'll get nightmares and you will forget everything from Bhagavatam. So, when Prabhupada, now appreciate those pictures that Srila Prabhupada has, made his disciples draw. And see the Kumaras. See Narada. I think this is Narada. The four Kumaras. Let's look for pictures in our Bhagavatam. See this Mahavishnu. Look at this Mahavishnu. Because Srila Prabhupada was actually seeing. Right? See, even Indra. This Indra, look at him, though he's not the best. This is Vritrasura. Vritrasura. See the demigods. I always used to watch, but what they are showing in this AI animation is just machine, robots. See Vishnu Dut.
Your pictures are different from the pictures.
Oh, is it? Oh, is it? Maybe you have better pictures. This is Krishna here. No, beginning. Let me see your pictures. Just show me. Let's just show. Yeah, anyway, I'm just saying, see how smooth the features are. This is what I'm saying. See how, yeah. So Prabhupada, when he had the pictures, done, he was guiding the disciples, right? And now, because they're not authorized, meaning they're putting up all those animations, right? They no parampara. So Rup Goswami is saying, Shruti Smriti Puranadi Pancharatra Vidhim Vina Ekantiki Hare Bhaktir Utpatayaiva Kalpate. Devotional service of the Lord that ignore the authorized Vedic literatures like the Upanishads, Puranas and Narad Pancharatra is simply an unnecessary disturbance in society. So all those, so-called dharmic tales, right? Using all these animation, right? They are creating utpata in society. Because our children will really believe these are the devas. You follow what I'm saying? They will actually believe these are the devas. They will believe that this is how the devas look like Surya, I don't know what eye, how God knows what, Whereas Surya Dev has been depicted in first canto, so beautiful, right? They can't understand what is going on in another planet. So this is actually mythology, right? Their depiction is actually mythology. But Bhagavatam, as Prabhupada has given here, this is the real things. It's so pathetic actually, because this is how Ramayana, Mahabharata got distorted. There's so many things we can't understand in Mahabharata, especially in Ramayana. Because Ramayana especially is a very beautiful story, right? So many movie stars, right, they wrote their own story and they use Ramayana as the script and they put in their imagination. Yes. Okay, text 21. Kanya kubje dvija kaschid dasi patir ajamilah namna nashto sadacharo dasya samsarga dushitah. In the city known as Kanya Kubja, there was a Brahmana named Ajamil who married a prostitute maid servant and lost all his Brahminical qualities because of the association of that low-class woman. So this Kanya Kubja, Prabhupada said this is a Kanauj. Anybody knows Kanauj? Kanauj? A town near Kanpur. So this story happened in Kanpur, in a place called Kanauj. So it said Dasi Patihi, the husband of a low-class woman or prostitute. So actually there was no marriage. There was no marriage, but still called husband. All right, but there was no marriage. Okay, she's a prostitute. So he lost all his Brahminical qualities. Now Prabhupada is going to explain. Very unfortunate, because this is the real life today, what's going on. The fault of illicit connection with women is that it makes one lose all Brahminical qualities. In India, there's still a class of servants called Shudras, whose maid servant wives are called Shudranis. Sometimes people who are very lusty establish relationship with such maid servants and sweeping women. Since in the higher statuses of society, they cannot indulge in the habit of woman hunting, which is strictly prohibited by social convention. Ajamil, a qualified Brahmana youth, he lost all his Brahminical qualities because of his association with a prostitute. But he was ultimately saved because he had begun the process of Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, in the previous verse, Shukadeva Goswami spoke of the person who has only once surrendered himself at the lotus feet of the Lord, Mana Krishna Padaravindayo, or has just begun the Bhakti Yoga process. Bhakti Yoga begins with Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnuhu, hearing and chanting the Lord of Lord Vishnu's names, as in the Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Chanting is the beginning of Bhakti Yoga. All right. So meaning when we are chanting, this beginning of Bhakti Yoga, okay? Meaning we are not Bhakta yet, but we are starting the practice of Bhakti Yoga. Therefore, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu declares, Hare Nam, Hare Nam eva kevalam, Kalau nasti eva gati ranyatha. In this age of quarrel and hypocrisy, the only means of deliverance is chanting the holy name of the Lord. There is no other way, there is no other way, there is no other way. The process of chanting the holy name of the Lord is always superbly effective, but it is especially effective in this age of Kali. Its practical effectiveness will now be explained by Shukdev Goswami through the history of Ajamil, who was free from the hands of the Yamduta simply because of chanting the holy name of Narayan. Parikshit Maharaj's original question was how to be freed from falling down into hell or into the hands of the Yamaduta. In reply, Shukdev Goswami is citing this old historical Purana, this old historical example to convince Parikshit Maharaj of the what? Of what? Potency of Bhakti Yoga, which begins simply with the chanting of the Lord's name. All the great authorities of Bhakti Yoga recommend the devotional process beginning with the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Tannama grahanadibhihi. So this is, so therefore, if our Hare Krishna devotees, they stop chanting, what has happened? What has happened? Meaning they are not practicing Bhakti Yoga anymore. You follow? This is what's being said here. If we stop chanting, meaning we are no longer on the path of Bhakti Yoga, then we may still be connected. Maybe we like to give donation, right? We like to come and do some seva. right? But when we stop chanting, actually my Guru Maharaj, he explains so much on what is Karma Yoga, what is Bhakti Yoga. Very scientifically, he explained this whole process. So sometimes, we are not aware of it. That if we stop chanting, we have left the path of Bhakti Yoga. Is it clear? All right? It's not optional. So when I take the vow, I don't know, now I feel like this. Let somebody chant for 10 years before they take Diksha. Because the majority of devotees have stopped chanting between 3 to 10 years. So anyway, this is what I feel. They stop. They give up the path. So here Prabhupada is explaining. In reply, Shukdev Goswami, how not to fall in hell, right? In reply, Shukdev Goswami is citing this old historical example to convince Parikshit Maharaj of the potency of Bhakti Yoga, which begins simply with the chanting of the Lord's name. So what we're going to study here is not an exaggeration, all right? Not at all an exaggeration. All the great authorities of Bhakti Yoga recommend the devotional process beginning with the chanting of the holy name of Krishna. Tan nama grahanadibhihi. So we must not give up chanting of the holy name. Of course, gurus are very merciful. They say, give the chance, give the chance, give the chance.
So, Mataji, what happens to them who are Dikshit?
Sorry?
Like you said, who've taken Diksha and they stop chanting.
So they've given up the process of Bhakti Yoga.
So then ultimately what happens? Like,
Well, we'll see what happens, right? Very easily we can slip off. If they if they continue to be in association of devotees, they will be all right. Right? But they are vulnerable, extremely vulnerable. Especially when we have taken a vow. Like Prabhupada said, you are a gentleman. You have vowed. Same thing applies for, the Viva Samskar. You are a gentleman, you're a gentle lady, right? You have taken a vow. Keep your vows, right? So same with taking the process of Diksha also. And Prabhupada says, you're a gentleman, keep your vows. Text 22. Bandyakshay kaitaveschaurihir garhitam vritim astitaha vibhrat kutumbam ashusi yatayam asidehinaha. This fallen Brahmana, Ajamil, gave trouble to others by arresting them, by cheating them in gambling, or by directly plundering them. This was the way he earned his livelihood and maintained his wife and children. Now, he was a Brahmana, okay? He was a Brahmana boy, right? So, meaning he got married, but somehow he fell down. He got attracted by Shudrani, right? So then, Prabhupada says, the fault of illicit connection with women is that it makes one lose all Brahminical qualities. This is the previous purport. And here Prabhupada explains more. This verse indicates how degraded one becomes simply by indulging in illicit sex with a prostitute. See, now we don't know all these things. People are doing it, right? Now they don't get married, isn't it? Everywhere is, no need for marriage. It's man-made, they said. They don't know that it's not man-made, this marriage, Viva Samskar. It is Shastra. Shastra meaning the word of Krishna, Narayan. That's going to be studied here. Dharma is given by Narayan. It is not man-made. It is the instructions of Narayana that there is Viva Samskar, then man and woman are allowed to live together. But he said, oh, okay, this is all man-made. Most society made it, so we can do without it. All right? So what is the result of this illicit connection is being given here? So, and when it is authorized by the government. Previously, they will never give an apartment to a man and woman who are not married. Now it is legal, right? It's allowed, isn't it? So, I don't know, I heard that India is becoming a superpower very soon. Is it true? I heard, right? Somebody posted also some video. So it was describing, who was talking, it was sound like an American lady. She was describing the whole progress of India, and what was the progress? So it was like they are virtuous, they are this, they are silent, they're resilient, they are this, So very soon, so they are taking on the stage of being the, the superpower. Power is shifting from the west to the east, right? All based on dharma. And inside you're seeing what's happening, right? Those who are inside are saying it's not the superpower that is rising, it is degradation. Because from the west, they judge everything according to artha, right? Isn't it? Technological advancement, artha, when actually, and India is strong because of its basis of dharma. But when it breaks its dharma, everything will topple over. This is what's described here. So when more and more people are engaged in illicit sex, what is going to happen here? Illicit sex is not possible with a chaste or aristocratic woman, but only with unchaste Shudras. Right? So this word divorce was never heard among aristocratic people, right? The more society allows prostitution and illicit sex, the more impetus it gives to cheaters, thieves, plunderers, drunkards, and gamblers. Therefore, we first advise all the disciples in our Krishna consciousness movement to avoid illicit sex, which is the beginning of all abominable life, and which is followed by meat eating, gambling, and intoxication one after another. Meaning that once somebody engages in illicit sex, he will start eating meat, gamble, and become drunkard. Right? And then Prabhupada is saying, then he starts to become a thief, cheating, and a thief. Everything comes to this. What happened to Ajamil, who was a Brahmana, who was a Brahman boy. Brahman boy. Like, what's this too? Jagai and Madai. This is recent history. This is anyway, you just go on, go everywhere. Oh, this girl, they're from Brahman family. Just see how she's behaving. Right? We say like this. This is everyday thing that we are seeing in India today. Right? As soon as, a girl step in Bombay, immediately we feel sorry. We don't know who will spoil her. They come from a, small village. They're Brahman family. They step in here. We don't know who will spoil them. How dangerous this Bombay is. Right? So here Prabhupada is saying, of course, restraint is very difficult. Restraint is very difficult. But it is quite possible if one fully surrenders to Krishna, since all these abominable habits gradually become distasteful for a Krishna conscious person. If illicit sex is allowed to increase in a society, however, the entire society will be condemned, for it will be full of rogues, thieves, cheaters, and so forth. Right? We so-called look down, on the West. Isn't it? Why? Because of illicit sex. This is why we look down upon them. Illicit sex. Right? And from there, everything has happened. And now when you import it, the entire world is one place, right? So here, so Prabhupada is saying that, therefore we first advise all the disciples in our Krishna consciousness movement. What, what do we advise them? They take a vow. Right? Right? They take a vow. No meat eating, no illicit sex, no intoxication, no gambling. All of us. Right? We take the vow. Everybody is initiated here. Right? All of us, we took the vow. This is why Prabhupada has. But Prabhupada is saying that these habits are with us. Right? These habits are there. So therefore, Prabhupada is saying restraint is very difficult. The habits are there, but if we are chanting, so that's why if we stop our chanting, we will not be able to follow the four relative principles.
Somebody asked me that I am chanting 14 rounds, and if I do more, I'm not chanting. I know I'm not chanting properly. I'm distracted while chanting. She's traveling with me. So should I do 14 or should I do 16? I told her you do 16 even if it isn't by 14.
Of
because
course.
Acharya said 16.
Yes. And quality will come.
And that's what I told her.
Prabhupada said quality will come, right? So what happens when we chant? See, this full surrender to Krishna comes when we are chanting without fail. This is symptom of full, yes. Just the fact that we are able to chant our 16 rounds. I'm not speaking of more, all right? Just the fact that we are able to maintain our 16 rounds, it is a symptom that we are surrendered to Krishna no matter what. Even if there is a fall, but we don't stop our chanting 16 rounds, meaning that we are surrendered and Krishna is taking care of us and will pull us up again. Is it clear? Basic Hare Krishna movement is being described here. All right. 23. Evam nivasatastasya lalayanasya tatsitahan kalotyagan mahan rajan astasitya yushaha samaha. My dear king, while he thus spent his time in abominable sinful activities to maintain his family of many sons, 88 years of his life passed by. I don't know how he managed to get his son at 88. Text 24. Tasya pravayasaha putraha dasha tesham tu yovanaham lo narayano namnaha pitrascha daito brishaham. That old man Ajamil had 10 sons, of whom the youngest was a baby named Narayan. Since Narayan was the youngest of all the sons, he was naturally very dear to both his father and mother. Youngest is always dear, right? Purport. The word Pravayashaha indicates Ajamil's sinfulness, because although he was 88 years old, he had a very young child. I heard one, Prabhupada's lecture. I heard, Prabhupada was saying, speaking about, I don't know how old that man was, 90 years old or something, and he got married in Kolkata. So he said, everybody was criticizing. I don't know who he got married to another 90-year-old woman or to his 9-year-old girl. I don't know. Hmm? But this is the story here. According to Vedic culture, one should leave home as soon as he has reached 50 years of age. One should not live at home and go on producing children. Sex life is allowed for 25 years, between the ages of 25 and 45, or at the most 50. After that, one should give up the habit of sex life and leave home as a vanapras and then properly take sannyas. Jamil, however, because of his association with the prostitute, lost all Brahminical culture and became most sinful, even in his so-called household life. All right, household life, so-called. Right, he's living with a prostitute with children, and we're calling this household life. Text 25. Sabbadharidayastasmin arbhake kalabhashini nirikshamanas mudhe jaratho brisham. See, we are discussing all this so that you're able to help one another. Right? All of us, we are preachers here, right? All of us, we are all preachers. We are meeting, so we should know this. Usually, devotees, they don't know this. Why they don't know? Because they don't read the books. They don't study. And people don't tell them outright. Right? Even if we are studying the book, I remember I was teaching Bhakti Shastri. I'm hearing my Guru Maharaj, I'm all ears when he's describing, because these are all mystery to me. Karma Yoga, what is this karma? I couldn't figure out Karma Yoga. Bhakti Yoga, so in such nuances, he's explaining this Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga. Then I was somewhere in the US, and I was teaching this Bhakti Shastri. So I put up the chart, yoga ladder, all stuff. And then put this, maybe Nectar of Devotion. So I just said, if you are not chanting 16 rounds or chanting Hare Krishna, you are not practicing Bhakti Yoga. The most seniors of them, their face collapsed. And I'm looking, oh my God. And I realized that they were senior devotees who were sitting there. And they were not chanting. So when they sat in that class, they understood. It's not optional. And it's not optional. It's not that I'm doing so much service. I'm a senior in the sense that even administration, they were administrators. Right? They administrate, not a joke. And so here I am, small Mataji, teaching something. I heard from my Guru Maharaj, I'm teaching, right? And I realized, oh my God, what am I saying? Then I said, I have to speak what I heard from my Guru Maharaj. And here it is, right? Confirmed. Yeah, it is right here. Now I know from where I can quote it. So we should tell. We should tell. Like some devotees, they go, they are Brahman initiated, so-called, they're not chanting 16 rounds, still they want to go and cook for the deities. Still they want to cook for the deities, they're not chanting 16 rounds. They say, anyway, I'm chanting Gayatri Mantra, I'm Brahman Dikshit. Isn't it? Right? They'll get caught. Krishna will not allow them. They will get caught. So now what was that story? 25. Sabadharidayastasmin arbhake kalabha. I just want to make this point that Prabhupada is not our enemy. The preacher is not our enemy. Whatever is being said is for your benefit. Right? We should not be afraid to speak the truth. A Brahmana is truthful. Whether people like you or don't like you, whether they don't want to attend your class or not. But your duty is to be truthful. So this is very, I have read this story, heard the story many times, but when I'm reading, so, what is Prabhupada saying? You know how it is? They don't notice this before because we are more aware now. We've heard a lot. Now we are more aware. Oh, it's popping up here. Sabhadradidayastasmin arbhake kalabhashini nirikshamaanastaلیlam mumudhe jaratho vrisham. Because of the child's broken language and awkward movements, old Ajamil was very much attached to him. He always took care of the child and enjoyed the child's activities. Everybody like children, right? How they talk, how they walk, right? They're very amused. They're very entertaining, the kids. Here it is clearly mentioned that the child Narayan was so young that he could not even speak or walk properly. Since the old man was very attached to the child, he enjoyed the child's activities. And because the child's name was Narayan, the old man always chanted the holy name of Narayan. So Prabhupada said that this is why in the Vedic culture, they will name their children's name, holy name, right? Some holy name. Although he was referring to the small child and not to the original Narayan, the name of Narayan is so powerful, like Namabhas, so powerful that even by chanting his son's name, he was becoming purified. Hare Nam, Hare Nam, Hare Nam Eva Kevalam. Alright? He was becoming purified because the name of Narayan and Narayan himself are same. They're same. As soon as we say Narayan, immediately, like right now, right? We are saying Narayan. Narayan is with us, right? So this old man, Ajamil, he was saying Narayan, 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 everything Narayan. Srila Rup Goswami has therefore declared that if one's mind is somehow or other attracted by the holy name of Krishna. I just remembered one incident, that happened few years back, couple of years back. This boy, it was Ram Navami. Ram Navami, he was doing service down,
Yes.
So this boy, they're two friends, Narayan and this other boy, forgot his name. He got stuck. He got stuck and he was crying out the name of his friend Narayan. Yeah, his friend Narayan, And because it was like such a joke, if I'm leaving my body, I should call out the name of Narayan. So actually he was stuck on that fun and he was leaving the body. And he was crying out the name of his friend Narayan. Such a pity, such a thing. Anyway. So it is, where are we? Srila Rup Goswami has therefore declared that if one's mind is somehow or other attracted by the holy name of Krishna, tasmad kenapi upayena manah Krishne niveshayet. One is on the path of liberation, meaning somehow or other, one is attracted by the holy name of Krishna. One is on the path of liberation. It is customary in Hindu society for parents to give their children names like Krishna Das, Govind Das, Narayan Das, Vrindavan Das. Thus they chant the names Krishna, Govinda, Narayan and Vrindavan and get the chance to be purified. Right? Now we don't like to give such names, right? Dolly, what we call Dolly, right? This type of name we like to give. I don't know, so many names, I've forgotten all the names, but here I'm so used to hear holy names, I've forgotten the other names. Text 26. Bhunjana prapibankhadam balakam snehayantritah bhajoyan payayan muddho na veda gatam antakam. When Ajamil chewed food and ate it, he called the child to chew and eat. And when he drank, he called the child to drink also. always engaged in taking care of the child and calling his name Narayan. A Jamil could not understand that his own time was now exhausted and that death was upon him. Bhujanaha, while eating prapipam, no, prapipan, while drinking khadam, while chewing. Okay, so khana means khadam is chewing. Balakam, unto the child, sneha yantritaha, being attracted by affection. Bhojayan, feeding. Payayan, giving something to drink. Mudha, the foolish man. Na, not Veda, understood. Agatam, had arrived. What's that? Antakam, the end of his life is coming. He's so absorbed in doing all this stuff. The Supreme Person Godhead is kind to the conditioned soul. Although this man completely forgot Narayan, right? Completely forgot Narayan. So unfortunate. Once upon a time, I was in the Hare Krishna movement. Right? Yeah, I also was part of Hare Krishna movement. ISKCON, yes. I was, isn't it? People say like this, I joined the movement, then I came out. Right? So that's what's happening here. So what are you doing with your life? Right? So he forgot Narayan. Yes, I used to chant. I've heard it. He would have told me, I used to chant. I chanted for 1 year or 2 years. Yes, I did. Right? So he forgot. Although this man completely forgot Narayan, he was calling his child saying, Narayan, please come eat this food. Narayan, please come drink this milk. Somehow or other, therefore, he was attached to the name Narayan. He liked the name Narayan. So because that soul has known Narayan, correct. That soul knows Narayan because in childhood he has worshipped Narayan. That soul knows Narayan. So somehow or other he named his baby Narayan, and he's taking the name of Narayan and he's becoming purified. All right. So nobody's ever lost. Right? All the Hare Krishna devotees will never be lost. All right. When the time will come, they will remember Narayan. So somehow or other, therefore, he was attached to the name Narayan. This is called Agyata Sukriti. Unknowingly, meaning he didn't intend to say, Narayan, the Supreme Person Godhead. But he liked the name Narayan because this is the name of the Supreme Lord. Isn't that so sweet? And the holy name of the Supreme Personality of Godhead is so transcendently powerful that his chanting was being counted and recorded. All right, so it is guaranteed. Those who have chanted Hare Krishna for 10 years and said, once upon a time, I used to be a Hare Krishna devotee chanting, meaning there is great hope. Counted and recorded. I'm listening to a series of lectures by His Holiness Bhakti Vigyan Maharaj, So he was speaking about, different topics. Bhagavatam, he's giving overview of Bhagavatam. So he was speaking about how predictable a person's life is. So he was speaking about this destiny, astrology and all that stuff. So he said how predictable a person's life is because they don't change. Right? They don't change. So you know how he will behave. Previous life he behaved that way. But of course this life he's going to do the same thing. Therefore he said, how important this Hare Krishna movement is, because we are creating new samskara for these people. All right? So all of us, whatever time we are spending, or our children are followed, right? Come back. 100% comes back. I remember how we didn't know all this. We were too young in Krishna consciousness. But I used to go door to door, so it was this one area. And they were all like well-to-do uh, families, householders, well-to-do. And I was always surprised, how is it that when I would knock at their door, how nicely they would open their door and will invite me in, will take a book or give a donation. And they were like well-to-do families. So I questioned this. Then I heard, people talking that actually all these people, they come from the villages. So they grew up in the villages and their families are like, dharmic. Because they're village people, they're dharmic and they're dani. All right. So now that they have come up to a certain standard, so when Hare Krishna people are coming, naturally they give. Naturally they give. Why? Because from childhood, right? From childhood they have had this samskar of, giving. Now I don't know their next generation what they are doing. I don't know. But when they came fresh, from the villages, and when they had that samskar, right? They were such good donors. We maintain our temple from their donation. So this is the science. All right. So this is a truth as being described here. All right. So thank you very much. Hare Krishna.